Hey there, and welcome to The Explainer. I'm super excited to have you here. If you're looking to cut through the noise and get straight to the heart of complex ideas, well, you are in the exact right place. Today, we're unpacking a really fascinating framework from our source material on how distinct parental roles forge independent, resilient kids. It's called The Architecture of Responsibility, and we're just going to dive right in. So, here's our quick agenda for today. We'll start with meaning through responsibility, then move to the mother's role in security and autonomy. After that, we'll explore the father's role in encouragement and potential, and finally, we'll wrap things up with raising the independent soul. Let's get to it. Starting off with Section 1, meaning through voluntary responsibility, which the text frames as the absolute foundation of the family. Now, before we can even look at specific parenting roles, the source insists we actually have to define what makes a meaningful life in the first place. And it all hinges on this exact quote. Worthwhile meaning in your life is going to be found in the voluntary adoption of responsibility and voluntary self-sacrifice. So a functional family doesn't just happen by accident. It rests entirely on this active, willing embrace of taking on responsibility for others. It's not forced on you. It has to be completely voluntary. But why does this voluntary adoption matter so much? I mean, taking on these burdens isn't just some basic household chore, right? According to the text, it actually fosters a functional psyche, builds incredibly strong families, and strengthens entire communities. But maybe the most profound point here is that it provides sustaining meaning through times of trouble. It's literally the anchor that keeps you steady when you're facing life's inevitable storms. All right, moving right along into Section 2, the mother, specifically focusing on security and autonomy. What's really fascinating about this framework is how it takes that massive concept of responsibility and breaks it down into two distinct, highly complementary pillars. On one hand, we have the mother, who the text describes as being radically on the side of who the child is. This is juxtaposed with the father, who is radically on the side of who the child could become. It's this delicate, almost invisible balance of absolute, unconditional acceptance today, paired with the necessary push toward tomorrow. Let's explore the mother side first. The mother acts as the ultimate safe retreat. As the source describes it, she provides a zone of security, predictability, and care. Really, a true island of stability. Think about it. In a totally chaotic world, a child absolutely needs to know there is a solid, unchanging place they can reliably fall back on. This total acceptance of the present moment, exactly as the child is right now, forms the complete bedrock of their lifelong confidence. But, the mother's role isn't just static. It's a beautifully dynamic journey. She begins as that ultimate zone of security for the young child. But as that child grows, she has to carefully transition them into the realm of adult responsibility, which is absolutely crucial for building self-esteem. Finally, the ultimate goal becomes an autonomous adult relationship. If this is handled properly, the child steps out completely independently into the world, but they don't sever the bond entirely. Having established that vital zone of security, we shift gears to Section 3, the father, focusing on encouragement and potential. Here is where we encounter the second pillar, framed by the source as positive masculinity. And this is characterized by very specific, outward-facing actions, modeling voluntary adventure, establishing a clear vision, showing deep resilience in the face of failure, and fiercely protecting the most vulnerable. The text really emphasizes that these actions, especially modeling resilience against life's total catastrophes, are the father's core contribution to a child's psychological development. So, how is this actually achieved day to day? Well, the source argues that fatherhood isn't just some automatic state of being. It is a relationship forged through highly intentional, continuous engagement. It requires active teaching, talking, playing, listening, and simply walking together through life. Why? Because kids are constant observers. They literally learn how to boldly face the future by watching exactly how their father navigates the present. Which brings us right to our final segment, Section 4, Raising the Independent Soul, where we'll look at some key lessons and synthesize everything. As we pull all these ideas together, the framework gives us some highly actionable lessons for both roles. For motherhood, the core tension is to hold them close but ultimately let them go, providing endless love without tipping over into worshiping the child. And for fatherhood, the directive is pretty clear. Become the exact adult your children want to imitate. It's about embracing duty and purpose and moving entirely beyond juvenile hedonism into fully realized adulthood. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a provocative thought directly inspired by this text. How are you balancing the zone of security with the call to adventure? Whether you're a parent, a mentor, or maybe just analyzing your own life, we all need that island of stability, but we also desperately need the push toward who we could become. Think about how those two complementary forces are functioning in your own life today. Thanks so much for exploring this framework with me.